Hi everybody, Jamie Stokes from Royal LePage here. Um, let's talk about commissions. I know that's one of the first questions we get asked when you want to sell your house is, what's your commission? Some realtors do make a lot of money. If you look at statistics, there's tens of thousands of realtors, far more than what we need. But, some charge different commissions. But I think, majority of the time you get what you pay for. I usually tell people, we have, say they list your house for 5%. Well, 2.5% of that automatically goes to the other brokerage. So that leaves you with 2.5%. Out of that, you have to pay brokerage fees, you have to pay taxes. A lot of the times there's deal fees. We have to pay for whatever services we offer. So if there's advertising, printing, staging, anything like that, that comes out of typically comes out of our commission. And it's one of the only businesses or whatever that you can work and you're not guaranteed a paycheck. You can spend money, you can lose money, and we're never paid unless everything fully closes. So if there's an issue with lawyers, an issue with inspections, anything like that, we've spent weeks, maybe months listing your house and selling that, putting money and time into it. And if things don't go through, we don't get paid. So realtors on average don't make as much money as people think. With the amount of realtors that we have in the GTA, I don't know what the stats are. I've seen stats, but I'm not sure that they're 100% accurate. But they're staggeringly low. I don't know where everybody gets the notion that realtors are all making 200, 300K a year. That's not the case, believe me. And competition, there's so many realtors out there. People are offering lower commissions, but when things were really busy, you would look on every street corner and you would see there was 1% agents selling houses everywhere. In a hot market, that might work, but in your average market, it doesn't work. By the time you pay for photos and staging, advertising, your deal fee, your brokerage fees, all those things, you're not left with very much money at all. It's almost like you wouldn't be able to make a living off of it. And that's why we don't see the 1% agent or 1% brokerage signs on the street corners anymore, because you can't sustain a business off of charging 1%. I mean, there's nothing really left. If you're selling a house every couple of days or something like that, you might be able to survive for a little while, but when the market slows down, you can't sustain it. So that's all of the 1% agents for the most part, in comparison to a couple years ago, they've all dried up and disappeared. And you really do get what you pay for. I mean, if you have somebody who's charging you 5 or 6%, remember half of that right away goes to the other brokerage. And they need to make a living as well. So if they're undercutting another agent, or you're not willing to pay full commission, chances are you're not going to get as good of a service. I mean, that's not guaranteed to be the case, but if somebody is charging 5% and their half of it goes to the other brokerage, and then they have advertising and all these other expenses, where do you think they're going to make their money up from? I mean, they're not going to spend as much on advertising or staging or print material or whatever. I mean, maybe they will, and they don't want to make anything off of the deal, but they're going to cut costs somewhere, and it's not going to be from their commission check. It's probably going to be from advertising or photos or something like that. You really do get what you pay for. If you think it's expensive to hire a professional, wait till you hire an amateur. That's one of my favorite sayings, and it's 100% true. You get what you pay for. There are agents who might just list your house. I mean, even I don't want to say any names, but I think we all know the cheaper brokerages with their plans, and I find there's always a catch to dealing with them, to showing their houses or whatever. I mean, you can do your own showings and stuff like that. I've had people say that they're going to do their own showings and list with X company, and that's okay. They've got the time, but they don't have the experience. For sale by owner houses, you plain and simple, you don't have the same tools to sell a house as a professional realtor does. You know, we spend thousands of dollars a year in licensing and fees and stuff like that. So there's a reason why we pay that, is to have access to properly market your home and to get it out to as many people as we can, to find you a good qualified buyer for your house. You know, that's just kind of the way things are. Commissions are what they are, and you know, I understand if you're making selling houses regularly, you can be making a lot of money. But like I said, that's not the case. There's not agents that are the average agent. You know, might be selling a few houses a year. A large percentage don't sell any. So you know, you'd be shocked to find out how many. And like I said, I know I read statistics on it, but I'm not sure how accurate they are, so I don't want to repeat them. So when it comes to hiring a realtor, you know, ask what services they provide. Are they local? Do they know the area? You know, what's included, what's not included. I think it would be good to really interview them, and don't pay attention to just commission, because that's not the most important thing. I understand, you know, times have changed, and a lot of people are interested only in the bottom dollar. But you know, hiring a professional realtor to sell your house, you get one crack at it. So hire a professional realtor the first time, because you're not going to get a second opportunity. And your realtor, plain and simple, is more efficient at doing it. They can advertise more, and they're going to, you know, more than likely, statistically, they're going to get more for your house than what you can. And if they can get more for your house than you can, and it's not really going to cost you anything extra because of that difference that they've gotten you, due to doing their job properly, it's worth it. Why would you not do that? I think that's you know, hire a professional realtor. Period.